Welcome to today's video, guys. In today's video, we're going to be upgrading my corn snake Maverick from his old 30 by 12 by 12 tank to this also 30 by 12 by 12 tank, except its front opening. So that's really all. Let's get into it. Alright, so as I mentioned, both tanks are 30 by 12 by 12s, but that's the equivalent to 20 gallons. Of course, he's not going to be in this forever, but it's what he's in for now. Later this year, though, I'm most likely going to upgrade him to a 120 gallon. So as you can see, I'm just vacuuming out the old tank. It's already been cleaned. If you saw last video, I'm just vacuuming out some dirt, because I used to have some plants in here, and it got a little messy, and it's all dusty. So yeah, you can watch that. Now that I vacuumed out the inside of the tank, I'm just doing the top. It's really dusty, as you can, you can't really see it on camera. I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing, but anyways, I wet this paper towel, and it's very dirty, as you'll see in a second. The dust on here is insane. Again, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing that you can't see it on camera. Anyways, conveniently, that was my last paper towels I had in my room, so I had to get more. So yeah, misted it down just so it was wet, and then I just wiped it until it was clean. Now I'm just vacuuming out the inside because it got a little dusty while cleaning the top. My biggest concern for this tank is that he'll be able to get out, but the top's way more secure than the other tank slid, so that's a good thing. Now I'm just taking off the doors to prepare for everything being put into this tank. I'm going to use the same layout as is in this tank, and yeah, just took off the lid, and he's on this side of the tank. I'm going to leave him in here. Yeah, so everything is going to be moved into there. First though, I'm going to dump out the water dish so it doesn't get in the way, and I'm going to take out all these big rocks. Now I'm going to take out most of the cork pieces. I'm going to leave in the one that he's under for now, and I'm also just taking out everything else. I found a few more rocks in here, and I'm taking out these little sticks. Since his substrate is fairly new, I'm not going to throw it away. I'm going to use the trash bag method and just start taking big handfuls of it out. This works pretty fast, and I got it out, most of it out in 5 minutes. He's still in there. I took out the plants. One's in there already. These two are here, and then I just went ahead and planted this one. Now that most of the substrate's out of his tank, he's in here with only that cork hide. So yeah, now I'm gonna start getting a little bit more of this dirt to put in there, and then I'm gonna start putting stuff in. To start, I'm gonna use this cork hide that he was under, and I'm gonna put it here. I think it fits pretty well here. Yeah, it was a little struggle to get in holding the camera, so I put it down. Next, I'm putting this big one. It flows, everything flows together really nicely in this tank for some reason, more so than the other. Putting this plant now, it's a spider plant, and here's this aloe vera plant that I'm gonna set back here. It's not gonna look like that once I put in this, which props it up a little bit. And now most of the hard stick gapes in, other than the rocks, so I'm gonna start putting them in, and then the sticks, and Maverick is still there chilling. So, like I said, I'm going to get all these rocks in. I didn't really sort the rocks or take a picture of which ones go where, so I'm just kind of putting them in where they look good. So, yeah, you can watch me do that. I wanted to try to incorporate a rock on top of this hide, but it didn't really work out, so I'm going to just put it somewhere else. Also, when you're hardscaping, a tip, or scaping a tank in general, a good tip is to put substrate over rocks and put leaves on top of them and stuff like that if you have any. It'll just make it look more realistic. Now I only have these 3 rocks, a plant, antler, and sticks. So yeah, I'm gonna finish putting that in. Like I said, to make your tank as natural as possible, it's nice to slope dirt up against rocks. Now I'm just setting in the water dish, which I'll fill up later, and this is pretty much the tank finished, almost. I gotta put this antler in, sticks, and the small little air plant. The antler I decided to put there, and now I got these sticks. to do the sticks, I just jam them in random little places. This one did not want to go there because I didn't realize the cork hide went that far back, but I'll fix it later. So, yeah. It may not seem like much, but adding these little sticks makes the tank look 10 times better, even if you don't realize it. Also, adding little pieces of cork bark like I am also brings the tank to life more. Now, basically all that's left is this air plant. And the final thing to add into the tank is Maverick himself, so I'm going to put the camera down and put him in the tank. Now that he's in the tank, I'm gonna just give you guys some footage of him exploring. Now I'm just filling up his water dish and adding the last touches. I'm also watering the plants because I don't want them to die, and that's my biggest worry for them. Now I'm just adding the doors because if I didn't have them, that might be a problem. And here's just some footage of the tank itself. This was Maverick's previous heating setup, which is another pro of having a front opening tank. You don't need that. So yeah, I think the lighting looks really nice. I did switch to a lower wattage heat bulb though. And now that I have an empty tank that can be converted to a vertical enclosure, that's going to be one of the next videos, probably. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Comment what you want to see next, and I'll see you in the next one.